Have you ever looked up at the stars and felt homesick? Like this planet was never really your home? Maybe you've always felt different, misunderstood, more sensitive, more awake, more connected to something bigger. If so, you might be a starseed, a soul that didn't originate on Earth. In this video, we'll explore the signs that you could be a starseed and what that truly means for your life's purpose, your challenges, and your gifts. You'll understand why you've felt like an outsider, why certain places or people drain your energy, and how to finally feel aligned with your mission here on Earth. If you've been asking yourself, why do I feel so different? Or, what am I really here to do? This video might give you the answers you've been searching for. Stay with me until the end. It could change how you see your entire journey. Have you ever felt like you were dropped into this world with no instruction manual, like everyone else received a map, and somehow yours got lost along the way? You go through the motions, childhood, school, family, expectations, but something always felt off, didn't it? Like you were playing a role in a script that was never really written for you. Maybe even as a child, you noticed things others didn't. You sensed the moods in the room before anyone spoke. You asked questions that made adults uncomfortable. You felt a strange sadness when people hurt each other, not just emotional, but cosmic, like your soul couldn't understand how this had become normal, and as you grew, that feeling only got stronger. You sat in classrooms and wondered, why are we learning this? You looked at the 9-to-5 system and thought, is this really what life is supposed to be? You watched people chase approval, money, success, and asked yourself, isn't there something more? At times, maybe you felt like the problem was you, that you were too sensitive, too dreamy, too much, or not enough. You tried to shrink yourself, to blend in, to adapt. You wore masks, you played roles, you silenced your questions. You laughed when things weren't funny, just to belong. But deep inside, there was a quiet voice, barely audible, whispering, this isn't who you really are. That voice may have gotten buried under trauma, heartbreak, survival, or years of pretending, but it never fully disappeared. And now, it's getting louder, because your soul is starting to remember. Maybe you've had moments like these. You're at a party or a family gathering, and while everyone is drinking, dancing, laughing, you're quietly observing, wondering why none of it feels real. You're surrounded by people, but feel completely alone. Not lonely, just not connected. You hear small talk, and it drains you, but when someone dares to go deep, to speak from the soul, you come alive. You've woken up in the middle of the night with tears in your eyes. And no clear reason why, just a heavy ache, a longing you can't name. You walk in nature and feel like the trees, the wind, the stars are speaking to you in a language beyond words. You've always felt older than your age, or like you were born at the wrong time or in the wrong world. You might even say things like, I don't feel like I belong here. It's like I'm from somewhere else. People don't really understand me. I feel everything too much. And every time you say it, you feel a strange kind of relief. Like, maybe you're not crazy. Maybe you're just remembering. So, what is a starseed? The word itself may sound poetic, but the truth it carries is ancient. A starseed is a soul that didn't originate on Earth. Some come from distant galaxies, some from other dimensions, some from timelines beyond what we understand as time. But all of them have one thing in common. They came here with a purpose. Many volunteered to be here during this time, this moment of planetary awakening. This great shift in consciousness. They didn't come to dominate. They didn't come to prove anything. They came to remember who they are, and to help others remember too. But entering the Earth plane, is not easy. This planet is dense, heavy, full of forgetting. And so, most starseeds forget their origin. They forget why they came. They forget the light they carry. Instead of feeling powerful, they feel lost. Instead of feeling guided, they feel broken. They grow up trying to fit into a world that doesn't reflect their frequency. They feel like outsiders, like they were sent here by mistake. But the moment you hear this message, and something inside you stirs, a memory you can't explain, that's not a coincidence. That's not imagination. That's recognition. That's remembrance. Your soul already knows. It's just been waiting for the right moment to wake up. So how do you know if you might be a starseed? Let's explore the signs, not just on the surface, but at the soul level, because this isn't about labels, it's about remembrance. Here are some of the signs you may carry within you. You've always felt different, even from childhood. You may have preferred to be alone. You felt more connected to nature, animals, or the sky than to the people around you. You were the observer, the one who asked strange questions, the one who felt things deeply. You may have looked up at the stars and felt homesick. You didn't have words for it, but you knew there was more than what you were being told, more than what you could see. And even as others moved on, you kept asking the deeper questions. You still do. You carry a deep inner knowing, a sense of mission. Even if you don't know exactly what it is, there's something inside you that says, I came here for a reason. And you've felt that for as long as you can remember. Maybe you've changed careers, left relationships, walked away from paths that didn't feel aligned, not because you're lost, but because you refuse to settle for a life that doesn't match your soul. You've always known there's something more for you. You're deeply sensitive, emotionally, energetically, spiritually. You feel everything, not just your own emotions, but the energy in a room, the pain in others, the weight of the collective. You might need time alone to recharge. Crowded places can overwhelm you. Violence in movies is too much. Even loud sounds or artificial lights can feel unbearable. You were probably told you're too sensitive, but that's because most people have numbed what you still feel. Your sensitivity isn't a flaw, it's a gift. It's how your soul reads the world. You question everything. You've never been one to blindly follow rules or traditions. You need truth. You need depth. From religion to school to politics, you've always sensed that there's more beneath the surface. You can't pretend. You can't lie to yourself. And that's why the normal path never worked for you, because your soul is on a different path. A path of awakening. You feel drawn to the stars, ancient wisdom, or the unseen realms. You've always felt curious about things like Atlantis, Lemuria, sacred geometry, the Akashic records, or beings like the Pleiadians or Arcturians. You may not even know why, but something in you says, I know this. It feels less like learning and more like remembering. But these aren't just interests, they're activations. You've experienced intense spiritual awakenings, moments where everything you thought you were collapsed, painful endings, sudden shifts, dark nights of the soul. And from the ashes, something new emerged. A truer you, a wiser you, a deeper you. These awakenings aren't random. They're invitations. They're how starseeds remember. Through contrast, through intensity, through the breaking comes the light. Being a starseed isn't always beautiful, at least not at first. Many go through years of confusion, loneliness, and quiet suffering, not because they're broken, but because they're trying to exist in a world that doesn't match their soul's frequency. A world where truth is hidden, where sensitivity is misunderstood, where depth is avoided. And so, starseeds often feel like strangers in their own lives. You might feel like no one truly sees you, like your voice isn't heard, like your light is too much for the world around you. You might wonder, why do I feel everything so deeply? Why can't I just be like everyone else? Why does this world hurt so much? But here's the truth. You feel deeply because your soul remembers a higher way of being. A way where connection is sacred, where silence is honored, where love is not a transaction, but a state of being. And so, the pain you felt is not a punishment. It's a signal, a sign that you're still awake in a world that tries to make people fall asleep. Yes, it hurts to care. Yes, it hurts to see what others ignore. Yes, it hurts to walk alone. But in that pain, there is wisdom. The breakdowns lead to breakthroughs. The dark nights lead to light. And every time you thought you were falling apart, you were actually falling into yourself. Because the soul awakens through contrast, through pressure, through remembering what it is, by living through what it is not. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt from the inside out. Every scar carries a secret. You survived. You endured. You remembered. And then, one day, something shifts. Maybe it's subtle. Maybe it arrives in silence or in the middle of your tears. Maybe it's a sentence you hear, a dream you have, a feeling you can't explain. But suddenly, you remember, not with your mind, but with your soul. You remember that you're not here to fit in. You're here to shift. You're not here to follow. You're here to lead, quietly, gently, from the heart. You're not here to be perfect. You're here to be real. You are living code, a frequency carrier, a spark of the stars walking in human form. And that mission you've been feeling, that inner pull, that constant ache, it's not imagination. It's not wishful thinking. It's your soul calling you home. Not to a place, but to yourself. You don't have to save the world. You don't need a big platform or a perfect plan. Sometimes, your very presence is the work. Your energy, your honesty, your healing. Your quiet refusal to become what this world told you to be. That is the work. You are a mirror for others, a permission slip, a remembrance. And the more you say yes to who you really are, the more the world around you begins to shift. You didn't come here to escape. You didn't come here to hide. You came to anchor light, to walk with integrity, to love with depth, to remember, so that others can too. Being a starseed doesn't mean you live a life without challenges. It means you bring meaning into the challenges. You still go to work, you still pay bills, you still live in a world that forgets who it is, but you do it differently. You move slower because you're listening. You speak softer because you're feeling. You notice the person behind the counter and smile with presence because you know energy is contagious. You hold space for a friend who's breaking, not by giving advice, but by simply being there, anchoring stillness. You walk barefoot on the earth and whisper gratitude to the soil. You close your eyes while waiting at a red light and take one conscious breath. You light a candle not just for the mood, but as a prayer. You stop mid-sentence to say, "Actually, that doesn't feel true to me," and gently correct yourself. Because integrity matters more than being right. You listen to the wind and feel messages. You hear a child laugh, and something in you remembers the stars. You don't need robes or rituals. You don't need followers or titles. You just need to stay aligned with that inner truth that has always been there. Because in the end, Being a starseed isn't about escaping this world. It's about inhabiting it fully. With light, living with intention, speaking with love, resting without guilt, awakening without forcing anyone else to wake up. You lead by remembering. You heal by being whole. You activate by being real. You are not here to become someone. You are here to be who you've always been. A soul from the stars who said yes. Being a starseed on Earth can feel lonely. You walk among people and yet feel worlds apart. You watch society celebrate speed while your soul craves stillness. You see people follow the crowd, but something in you refuses. It's not that you don't want to belong. It's just that you can't betray your truth to do it. And yes, there will be days when you feel tired, heavy, disoriented, because being a being of light in a dense world takes energy. But even in those moments, you're still doing the work, because your presence, even when quiet, is shifting the field around you. Every moment you choose love instead of fear, you realign the grid. Every time you breathe through your triggers, you ripple peace into the collective. Every time you honor your intuition, you restore ancient pathways of truth. So don't doubt your impact just because you can't always see it. You are not here to be loud. You are here to be true. You are not here to convince. You are here to remember. And in that remembering, you become a lighthouse for others. Some will walk away from your light. Others will be drawn toward it. Let them come. Let them go. Your task is not to be understood, but to remain aligned. You are a starseed, not above others, but planted here with purpose. Your roots go deep into the earth, and your memory reaches far beyond the stars. You are the bridge between heaven and soil, between the forgotten and the remembered, between the illusion and the truth. If this message stirred something in you, it wasn't random. You were meant to hear this, to feel this, to remember. But awakening doesn't stop here. The more you remember who you are, the more you are called to reconnect with the body that carries you. Because your body is not just physical, it is sacred. It is divine technology. And if you've been feeling disconnected, numb, or unsure of how to come back to yourself fully, then trust that this is only the beginning. There's a deeper journey waiting for you, one that reconnects you to your sacred vessel, your soul's wisdom, and the mysteries you were born to remember. When you're ready, there's another video here for you. Follow the pull. You'll know which one. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for remembering who you truly are.